The Highlighter. This story is about a young yellow highlight pen called Harry. He, like many others, had a job to do, and his job was to highlight any new words that his owner would mark. At the age of 6 months, he was purchased by a beautiful Vietnamese girl called Ling, and he felt great pride being carried around in her bag, although sometimes he would get scratched and scraped by her keys. On the first day, she took him out and highlighted the word gorgeous. Harry looked at the word and was able to understand the meaning. That means outstandingly beautiful, he thought to himself, as Vun looked up the word in her dictionary. That morning, Harry had a real treat. Ling was going to English class, and he had heard her telling her friends about how they learnt many new words in the class. They arrived just in time to do the first paper, but it was the story where he was most useful. He was exhausted by the end of the first paragraph. Dumpling, parachute, gigantic, and paraphrase, he shouted loudly as he highlighted the words. Whee! Ha ha ha! He yelled with pleasure. The next day he was given the day off from work, and he spent the whole day thinking about the words and their meanings. He was so content with his new life, and it was a world away from his Chinese birth. That Monday he went to class again with Ling. He was a little disappointed because she understood most of the words, and he was bored with nothing to highlight. Then he started singing again, when the story started. The teacher was from England, and he was a very handsome and smart man. The story he wrote were really interesting and sometimes emotional, which made him cry a little. This story was about a young woman called Hop, and there were many new words. She tickled him while highlighting the new words. Whizzed, chuckled, inaugurated. Yes, 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 he screeched loudly with excitement. He knew none of the words and listened intently as the teacher explained them to the class. After that class, a few days passed without him even seeing daylight, and as the days passed, he felt great sadness. Then, just like a dream coming true, she went to class again, and he had the opportunity to highlight many new words. This continued for a few weeks, and he enjoyed his time in the class very much, and he felt a deep sense of pride each time he helped this beautiful girl to study and continued learning. But then, one day in July, everything changed. One day, as the class finished, Ling placed the cap back onto Harry, but it did not click into place. Overnight, Harry felt ill. He felt dehydrated and weak. He felt himself slipping away, and there was nothing he could do about it. The following week, Ling went to class as usual. The story was handed out, and she reached into her bag to get Harry. But when she brushed him across the word deprived, nothing happened. Harry was out of ink, and he sighed in discontent for failing his beautiful owner. Then he felt himself lifting into the air as she stood up and walked over to the handsome teacher's desk. Ling stood in front of the teacher and coughed politely before speaking. Excuse me, but do you have a highlight pen? Mine has run dry, she said in a soft voice. The teacher raised his hand and smiled. Sure, here you are. I hope pink is okay. Oh, and let me take that, the kind and thoughtful teacher said while smiling. Harry was honoured to be held in the hands of this great teacher, and reminisced about the words he had highlighted briefly before being thrown into the dustbin. The end. Thanks for listening. See you next time.